Hello, hi everybody, this is Felix Law, and today Xpress is releasing this brand new DR1S. Okay, so to start off the topic, why did we did this call? So this call is basically focused for the current crazy trend in the US, the drag racing market. When we find out about the drag racing market, we know that a lot of people doing the DR10, and now Low C and Traxxas also came out with drag racing car. So it is a very, very competitive market. Xpress is an on-road based chassis company, you can say, but we have not have this buggy type car, right? So for us to get into drag racing, even if we want to, it will take us a long time. So we decided, you know what, we can use our current on-road knowledge, the on-road chassis knowledge, to build a car that is actually quite surprisingly popular in Florida, especially the foam tire 4-wheel drive 10 scale drag racing car. So we decided to go ahead and research and see what car out there is competitive, and quickly we found that our car have a good potential with minor changes. So these minor changes are very, very important and totally transform the car to the perfect 110, I would say, 2-belted drag car. So what's so special about this car? Okay, now I have to talk to you guys about. The first thing you need to notice is the belt. The rear belt is incorporated to the 8-scale size belt. And also we're trying to make the diff as close as possible to the center pulley and spur gear, because we want the belt to be as short as possible to put the least amount of stress as possible and the widest belt that we can fit on this car, because we know how much horsepower you guys are putting down. So this is the number one thing that we did on this car, focusedly to make sure it can handle the power with this belt. So the number two things that we really pay attention to is the spur gear. If you look at the spur gear system, this spur gear is using a lay shaft of using 5x10 bearing instead of some other car use 5x8 bearings, which a lot of people have this spur gear stripping problem. The spur gear stripping is because actually the lay shaft bearing taking really a big stress and slowly become unsustainable or can't handle the power anymore and disintegrate without you knowing. And the spur gear will not, it just explodes. Right? People can only do 2-3 passes and randomly you hear noise and the next pass, you're done. So with the 5x10 bearing, perfectly amount of, I would say, the perfect size, can handle the stress, much bigger load handle than the 5x8 bearings. So we incorporate that, of course. And then spur gear wise, we also noticed that the spur gear out there, especially the 44 teeth that people use, are very soft. So Xpress have definitely made a stronger spur gear, which is incorporate a lot of the carbon composite into the spur gear. By you hearing the noise of the spur gear drop, you can hear that we have a lot more carbon in this gear. It's a lot stronger of a gear than whatever gear you can buy, which if you decided not to go with the Xpress car, you can also buy the spur gear for your car, right? Okay, so the next thing is one of the things that a lot of the drivers never consider trying by changing gearing. because once you get 44 and 24 or 25 or 26 gear mesh done, super difficult to mesh gears. We came up with a solution to fix this. By having a motor plate with interchangeable adapt plate for both the 1/8 scale and the 1/10 scale, we are now able to quickly change different type of motor plate, plus adjusting the gear mesh on the outside. So you no longer need to stick a screwdriver in and can't really adjust anything anymore. You can do the gearing that you want easily with just 3 screws on the outside. So we definitely think about this a lot, and we make sure that by doing this, we also have a very strong motor mount to handle the power for both 1/8 and 1/10 motor. Okay, so with the most important set done, part of it is the setup. One of the setup things that we see of everybody doing in the 2-belt car system is that they put a lot of front weight in the car. Try to keep the front end down, which totally agreeable. So we also came up with a bumper system with a total way to go bumper weight. So this bumper weight is going to be roughly 50 grams to start off with, and then with the ability to add an additional 50 to 70 grams of weight. So for the total of over 100 grams of weight, that is plenty enough to keep your front end down for your drag car. Okay, so besides those very highlighted key point, and the most important key point is of course the Willie Bar. Now we wanted to make a Willie Bar system incorporated into the chassis, so you can see at the bottom chassis it have already the extension ready to go for this Willie Bar mount. And with this Willie Bar is now adjustable Willie Bar. It's plastic but easily adjust, easily upgradable. So for the guys that you don't like these Willie Bar, go ahead, do your stuff. We know what you're going to do next. So hopefully by this video I explained some of the key points for this DR1S, and for the people that doing the drag market, congratulations, you just have a game changer 2-belted drag car now. For the people that don't want to do drag racing, no problem. This car was also tested in a circuit with minor setup change, without the sway bar. Of course, not very good. You should put the sway bar back on with the foam tire, but you could put the sway bar back on and you'll be ready to go for some circuit racing. So as you see on the video, the car drive very good, and very manageable. Especially in the world of today, rubber tire is much harder to get. So this DR1S not only for the drag racing, but it's also for the worldwide market for some high power fun time track circuit racing. So hopefully this video explained it all, and I hope you like the new DR1S. And for the upcoming few months till Christmas, we will have some new product coming out soon. So hopefully I see you then. Bye bye.